just want to check, make sure this mic is working real quick. Mike Morehouse, you're out here. Can you stand up for me real quick? All right, that concludes the mic check. All right. Sorry, I have always wanted to do that joke, and this was the perfect time. All right. So I just want to get started this morning. I just want to first give thanks to Alex and Grace and the rest of our team for setting this up, allowing us to come to this venue and share with you what we have been doing in the AAIM Lab. It is a great venue, really appreciate it. As Dave and Tav has said, the theme of this AI Summit is AI, obviously, and how we can use it both internally and externally to streamline our processes and what we deliver to our customers to create value for them. So my name is Rick Hubbard. I'm the Chief Engineer for AMS. I'm also the AAIM Lab lead, and I will be here presenting today, telling you guys about the AAIM Lab and all of the things that we are doing. Sorry, I have notes here, so to help me keep me on track. Otherwise, I just tend to babble a little bit. So, first thing, AI is not the answer. I know that is a very weird thing to hear at an AI summit, but I will tell you why that is. So, AI is not the answer, but is a very powerful tool to help us find the answer and enable users to work more efficiently and streamlined. So, that gets at the crux of my beliefs of AI, all right? So, I do not want to deliver black box solutions to customers. I want to deliver very helpful tools to them to help them get to their most complex answers and help them achieve success. So a great analogy we use is we want to get you from the 0-yard line to the 98-yard line so that you can go that extra 2 yards and accomplish your goal. So that's how we create efficiency within the lab, and that's how we try and shape our projects. Okay, so along that lines, we gain the confidence of our customers by showing the ability to understand their problems, understand their processes, and understanding our capabilities, and coming up with a combined solution that allows them to work at speed. Okay, yeah. So as we look at this and we start evaluating what our customers are doing, we need to take a step back and understand kind of what are the solutions that we can provide given the level of AI, given the maturity of AI right now. So I didn't come up with this chart. This was actually created by the CEO of OpenAI to kind of describe the level of maturity of AI. So we have chat, level 1. AI responds to basic queries, useful but limited. Level 2, reasoners. And this is kind of where we are at right now as a global community using AI, right? AI solves complex problems and thinks like a human, right? It's really good at dealing with large data sets, large data analytic problems, but it is not as far as what we can go, and it won't solve, what we are looking to in the future. So that's when we start getting into level 3 and level 4, which is where we are aiming to go in the near future, but we're not quite there. So you'll see a lot of our research projects, a lot of solutions right now are at this level 2, but you can start seeing how we will get to level 3 and get to level 4 as technology matures, as we mature solutions. Yeah. So level 3 involves developing AI that can take autonomous actions based on its analysis without human approval. So this is removing the human from the loop, creating that explainability, creating that trustworthiness to where AI can act by itself, right? Closing an OODA loop very quickly. And that is how we win wars, right? Is acting within our adversary's OODA loop. All right. At level 4, AI not only acts autonomously, but also drives creativity and innovation, solving challenges beyond human capability. So this is when AI starts not only acting by itself, but also starts thinking and creating its own solutions. So we have, when you hear the Maisie project later, we have started incorporating a little bit of this by allowing AI to create its own designs without user input. Okay. Now to kind of scope this in terms of Core4ce, I've kind of created some thoughts on what level 3 and level 4 projects would look like for us. So I know this is a little weird for Core4ce in general, but the AMS business unit is heavily invested in materials research. So a lot of our work is with AFRL RX, designing and creating the next generation of materials for the warfighter. Okay, so as we look at projects for that, right, we will, a level 3 project with autonomous experimental platforms, AI systems that can manage laboratory equipment and conduct experiments autonomously, accelerating the research process, right? So allowing the AI to take over the full automation process, which we have started addressing in one of our labs through the use of a Hamilton robot. So we basically started automating a chemical synthesis process, right, and allowing a robot to take it through the full gamut. So this is actually a really cool project because our engineers stepped in and they actually programmed this robot to do things that the manufacturer did not think it could do, and ended up going back to the manufacturer and teaching them how to do these things with their own robot. So it's been a really cool project. Real-time data analysis and feedback. So as the experiment is taking place, AI will monitor it and make changes in the experiment as it goes. So it basically, it's looking at knows your end result, and as you're going through the experiment, it's seeing something is off, and it's automatically tuning the parameters to go back and say, okay, I think these changes will get us back on track. Okay, you're seeing a lot of this in additive manufacturing. So as you are 3D printing something, you're looking for faults, you're looking for different things, and you're able to tune the printer in time in order to create something that doesn't have any defects, that doesn't have any flaws. Okay. Level 4, generative material design. AI can innovate by proposing novel material structures and compositions using deep learning algorithms. This can lead to the approach of discovering new classes and new materials. So when I'm talking about materials research, I am literally talking about things that do not exist on this earth right now. So we are creating new materials because what we have used in the past is just not cutting it. It won't take us to the next level on the battlefield. So it is creating completely new materials that do not exist in nature. So like I said, generative material design, lead to new approaches, and then accelerated discovery through simulation, right? And this is a little bit of what we did in Maisie as well, is that we trained an AI agent through modeling and simulation on, this is how you achieve this is how you achieve this is how you achieve this, and then we just let it loose to go through and say, okay, I know this achieves this, I can use this small part of this small part of this small part of this, and create something entirely new that we just can't comprehend, because it is looking at a very large problem space, and we can only look at a tiny problem space all at once. But I did not want to leave out the rest of Core4ce, so I took it and I looked at IT and cybersecurity as well, and what a level 3 and level 4 project would look like. And since Todd went ahead and announced the new AAIM Lab node, in support of that, we are actually starting up a new research series called Sentinel Mind, where we will be tackling AI and cybersecurity and applying what we are doing in Dayton with the other BUs to come up with a whole new segment to present to our customers. So that is something that is in the works, and it is very exciting. So what a level 3 kind of project would look like in the realm of IT and cybersecurity is our AI systems that can autonomously detect and respond to security incidents, initiating containment procedures without human intervention. So automatically just monitoring the network and taking action without anybody ever having to step in and say, yes, this is an incident, do this. So it's starting to speed up the process. right? Adaptive network defense. AI agents that are monitoring the system, and they are adapting the network, changing firewall restrictions, all in real time without somebody sitting there. So that is kind of how you dynamically address threats that are going to be out there. And then taking that a step farther, predictive threat intelligence. So not only monitoring your own network, but also monitoring the dark web, monitoring all the things that are going on around it, all other systems, to address and think ahead and say, this may be a threat in the future, so I'm going to go ahead and compensate for it now, right? So it's saying that these are threat vectors that may exist, so let me go ahead and get ahead of the curve and do this, right? Things that we can't think of because just we can't look at the dark web, we can't look at all these other things and put that all together at once, but a computer can, and that's how it's going to get ahead of the curve. So like I said, these are things that we are setting up to achieve. They're not things that are doable right now, but as we move through, and as Dave said, over the next 2 years, next 1 to 2 years, things are going to look completely different, and this is at the level of AI that we will be at. So with that, kind of introduce the AAIM Lab and what it is. So the AAIM Lab is a specialized research and development facility housed within AMS that focuses on leveraging advanced analytics, machine learning, subsets of AI, and data science to solve complex problems and innovate across various domains. The lab says as a hub for cutting-edge technology and researchers and scientists to apply and do different mission sets. So the history of the AAIM Lab, so it started in 2018, and Val and Charles, they had a vision of the future. They said AI is going to be a thing. Let's make this investment now. So they set up a lab, they bought equipment, and they started fielding expertise to come in and start setting up some of these solutions. Now this was also kind of prompted by the Air Force Research Lab. So our team set up the first ever materials research with AI lab for the Air Force Research Lab. And the AAIM Lab is actually a duplicate of that lab. So we have information transfer agreements in place with the Air Force to where we take their software, their technology, and we innovate on it, and we give it back to them. And we also receive things that they add to the systems as well. So the AAIM Lab is basically just a clone of what's on base. And then we also use it to kind of do our own projects and kind of innovate in our new ways. So the AAIM Lab team is a team of cross-functional kind of specialists. So all of us wear multiple different hats. We have physicists, we have software engineers, we have chemists, we have developers, because we address such a wide customer set that we need expertise, and we're a small team, so we all have to wear multiple hats. So that's kind of how we operate, and how we stay agile is just staying small. And everybody on the team, from interns up to myself, we try to contribute the best ways we can. Okay. So this brings me to my next point, which I'm going to read this word for word because I think it is very important because it kind of encapsulates how we approach problems and why we approach them. So the AAIM Lab's mission is to empower the Department of Defense and intelligence community with cutting-edge technological innovations and unparalleled expertise in material science, computational electromagnetics, optics, and artificial intelligence. We are dedicated to solving complex problems and driving progress across various domains by developing and deploying state-of-the-art solutions that meet stringent requirements. Through relentless innovation, strategic collaboration with leading universities and industry experts, and a commitment to excellence, we aim to enhance the operational effectiveness, resilience, and technological superiority of the United States warfighter, delivering mission-critical solutions that safeguard our nation, support our warfighters, and advance the strategic objectives of the DoD and IC. Now, the reason I want to put so much emphasis on this is because it is how I view that we support our nation, right? If you have the customer in mind and you have the mission in mind and you are working to those two things, success will follow. right? So that's how I view it and why I think it is so important, because in the ever-changing environment that we find ourselves in, right, we want to put the best things in the hands of our warfighters that we can, because that is who we are here to support. So with that, we'll start getting into the AAIM Lab's capabilities. Now, I have these kind of binned up into 3 different areas: established, growing, and future. And these kind of all mean a little bit different. So the established capabilities are something that we are industry experts in. We can do it all day, eyes closed, and we're very, very good at it, right? Growing. So this is where we are moving to, where we have projects doing this, and we usually build capabilities through teaming. So this is where we'll go out and we will find other companies that are experts in this area, and we will work with them in order to grow our capability and put the best project forward. Because the last thing I want to do to a customer is say, yes, I can do this, but not have that expertise. So I'm more than willing to partner with other companies to bring them in and say, hey, let's work on this problem together. Let's move the needle forward. And then future. So future is where there are parallel efforts where I can see transitioning our technology to, where we can move into pretty easily and start making an impact. So with automation and AI, looking into satellite automation, right? Internet of Things, like just automating satellites, constellations, everything's moving to constellations. So you may have 20 or 30 different small satellites in a single constellation. How do they all work together? How do they all network together? How do they all talk, right? And how do they all act as one, right? Yeah. So, okay. These are the AAIM Lab projects that we are currently or have most recently finished up in the past 2 years since beginning 2023 when I came on. And they all have kind of varying different stories that have different effects. So the first project is called Web Weasels. So this is a very important mission and something we are teamed with very close partners of ours called Unmanned Experts. And its aim is counter air defense. So it is using swarming drones that are able to think together and operate in basically denied integrated environments and achieve the goal of taking out enemy radars. We're in the world now that we don't care about their missile launchers because they could have 4 or 5 assigned to a single radar station. So if we're able to use, $200,000 in drones to take out a $100 million radar, that's a win, right? They can't shoot what they can't see. So NASCAR Analytics. So this is actually a commercial customer where we went and they're like, hey, we have a team of very elite data scientists who watch NASCAR. And they were reporting back in real time to the pit teams what they're seeing and saying, hey, we predict there will be a yellow flag in so many laps. Or, we're saying that there's going to be a wreck in so many laps. And they are very good. And they wanted to see if we could duplicate their efforts with AI based on historical data. So we were able to do that in pretty short order. And it was really cool because their team actually ended up winning the NASCAR series. So, and we were able to basically replicate what they were doing. Now that kind of stopped there because they said they didn't have F1 money, Formula One money, and they couldn't afford us. So, Atom. So you will hear about this later. So this is a interesting topic because this is a customer that got told to do AI. Literally, her command looked at her and said, do AI. She's like, what does that mean? They're like, I don't know, figure it out. She's like, okay, how much money do I have? They're like, none. So, so we went and we talked to her and we were looking through her problems and kind of just understanding what she was doing. And the first thing she said was, well, I want to do AI, but I don't even know how to even get it. There's 18 different things out there guiding the acquisition of AI, and I don't want to read any of them. So it was actually at a JADC2 conference in DC, having drinks with her, that there was an open SIBR topic, and we're like, well, let's just write one. So she issued a letter of support, and we wrote a quick topic, and it ended up getting funded. So that is what we are working right now, and what you'll see later is the development of an AI-enabled digital acquisition platform, which takes in all of this guidance that they have been given and helps them work through it. It's meant to speed up what acquisition and contracting officers do in order to enable to move at the speed of innovation. Because you can't follow the 5 to 10 year acquisition guideline of the Air Force right now and have anything that is relevant. So Supra. So Supra is a really funny story. So it's just one of those efforts that is kind of in parallel to what we were doing. It is a contract that is to modernize the Space Force's basic military training program, which has been a big thing for them ever since they split from the Air Force, because that is how they want to create distinction, right? And they were really just turning out airmen that were called guardians. They want to create actual guardians. So they wanted to use AI in their training in their curriculum, and so we have been implementing and then helping them adopt that, as well as creating other AI-driven analytics so they can track guardians through their careers and figure out if the training has been effective. Force Translate, I'm running out of time here, so we'll speed this up. But Force Translate, that is a fun project that one of our interns is doing, and it kind of originated when Azimuth joined with Core4ce, because Mike was presenting, he said they were spending a lot of money on AWS Translate. So I looked at an intern who was kind of just babysitting some models, and I said, you need some extra stuff to do. So figure out how to implement transformers to do translation. And he has been doing a great job. And we are actually parlaying that into a proposal that we are writing right now. So, and then hypersonic coding, that is not AI related, but it's actually a really cool project and kind of goes to the kind of essence of the AAIM Lab and how we use it. We allow anybody that is an employee of Core4ce, a customer, to bring ideas to the AAIM Lab, and we will work our best to get them funded. And actually, Dave Turner is here. This project was an ideal of his that he brought. He said, hey, I've been working with this thing that is, really great. And I think it has these applications, and it's to apply a thermal coating to allow hypersonics to fly faster and farther without basically subjecting to extreme heat. So we were able to find funding for it, and it's something that has been ongoing and has resulted in the issuance of a patent. So, and then Adonis, which is the follow-on to Web Weasels, which is just air launching them out of the back of a gunship. And then Maisie, which you will see next from Igor. So that leads right into kind of my introduction of him. So presenting on Maisie is Dr. Igodello I.D. Henry, affectionately known as Igor.